Hey everyone, we have a big group here today. Oh god. Myself, Glitter, Nomad, Seth, of course, and little baby Cody, and our lovely DM Hex.
Hello.
We're all here tonight. We're all on stream. Say hi, guys.
Hello, hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello, you beautiful people.
That's a lot of people. Yes, it
All right.
is. Hey, Tara. Yeah. We're done with our prep, and I would say, Mr. DM, take it away.
Oh, okay. I'd be happy to. I just wanted to say though, before we began, I would like to actually dedicate this tonight's episode, so to speak, to actually one of our community members, Tara. Hello, Tara. I'm dedicating it to you because of the unfortunate circumstances of what's going on with your family members. I just want you to know our thoughts
Yes.
and prayers are with you. So this episode's to you. Yeah.
We love you, Tara.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love you too, Mouse.
Anyways, all right, everybody. Where we last left off, this group of yours was making their way over the Silver Dagger Mountains, and you had made it over into Hitoxia itself, the little region out here in the northeastern parts of Malbrosia. As you were traveling amongst yourselves, unfortunately, a local scuffle with what appeared to be a small band of goblins and orcs that had gotten into a fight with what you could probably assume is the I'm trying to think of the word, the local militia or some kind of guardsman group began, and unfortunately spilled out over to the roadside, where you were forced to take up arms and defend yourselves against these retreating group of enemy individuals who did accost you on their way out. After the dust settled and the adrenaline is now ebbed out of your system, the three of you kind of, to your own degrees, started to do things where I believe we had, let's see, Matilda herself checking in, mothering the rest of the group, trying to make sure everyone's still okay. Zerulia trying to keep her head down and out of the fray, still within the cart, and of course our favorite Foster going to dig up some of the graves while looting the bodies as well. Around that time, as you were, getting all this done and settled, Foster actually managed to discover what appeared to be a fourth individual of some sort, or a fourth cart, so to speak, with an individual on board. And just as he was about to discover them very properly with his weapon in hand, um, he dropped the invisibility to his what you can all now see to be a charcoal colored cart with what it looks like to be a purple canvas and a small little hole on the side of it. It doesn't have any wording or anything, but the person who stopped you before you could strike at his vehicle, Foster, is standing right now before you. I'm gonna go ahead and show the individual right now to the rest of you. Give me a second. Show it to players. And that's where we'll pick up. Actually, he just has his hands waved up in front of you, Foster, trying to. Yes, it is a. It is for all a tabaxi. Yes.
You kidding?
Oh.
Magic feline.
A magically inclined feline. So you are about to strike. You are now like in mid motion. You are technically frozen in place, not through magical means. You just stopped because he asked. Foster. He asked you not to strike at him. You're both now kind of looking at each other. And obviously the rest of you who are out and about, Matilda as well as Aurelia, you see the magic drop and you see this individual, after yelling out loud, catching your attention to say stop from him attacking his cart. What would you like to do, Foster? Let me go ahead and get this going.
What? Sorry,
It's
I was
Mr. Cup's
distracted.
Wonder Emporium.
The cups.
Now, Cody, there is a Catman wizard who's
Right.
asked you to, right before you were to strike his invisible cart, undid the invisibility and went, wait.
Right. Yeah, that's what happened last. So, pulling back and not slamming my drill into this part, I still have it up, but kind of like have it back and say, "Oh, so that's you who was following our card. Why are you doing that?"
Oh, sorry. He like kind of like dusts himself off, almost like a nervous tick because he doesn't have any dust on him. He says, can I, I'll just do it. And he gets off the cart, at least the front of it, and he is trying to step closer to you, at least to have a more personal conversation you can imagine. He doesn't appear hostile, but, up to you. Are you going to let him get close to you or no?
If he like comes within like touching range, I'd definitely take a step back.
Okay. As soon as he does get within touching range, you do step back and he says, "Oh yes, sorry, I'm not very names Warclaw of Storm's Nexus. I mean Nex is for short. It just call me Nex. Who can do you have a name?"
That depends. Who are you and why are you following us? And also invisible.
Okay, I thought I answered that first part. Next, nice to meet you. I was following you because the roads are dangerous, and he kind of like motions to like essentially the bodies you kind of like not left necessarily around, but the ones that you were digging holes for, they're still kind of out there. Or I believe you didn't get a chance to kick them all in, did you? Or
No, probably not. Well, if you're able to turn you yourself and your card invisible, I don't think you have any particular issues, do you?
it just helps if and at by this point, as he's like continuing this conversation with you, if you like Matilda and Zerulia, you could feasibly you. I'm assuming the two of you are interested in what's going on here.
Yes. So you're following us for safety?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, and he just kind of like turns around, startled, like saying hi to Matilda, who's on her boar, and Zerulia, who are now coming closer within about 50 to 60 feet. He turns around, kind of startled, and he says, "Yeah, I mean, I thought safety in numbers, and even though I'm invisible, it's always a good idea just to, travel in packs together, stronger, arrows lash together and whatnot."
That does make sense.
Wouldn't it be best to inform the people that you're following them, lest your invisibility drop and they target you as an enemy just out of sheer concern?
Yeah, maybe, I, I, y- you may roll an insight check, and since all three of you are technically at the moment gathering, if you'd like, you could roll an insight check. It's just a question of do you guys want to?
I'll roll insight. If I can remember how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Insight
also
15.
roll something.
Yeah, if you'd like. I mean, I'm giving you all the option.
I
to
don't
roll
have to.
insight.
I know, but
Oh, there
my
we go.
face tracking has gone to poop.
Always
I will
fun.
get a 4, so I'll just roll it. 14. Oh God, you got a 20.
Yeah,
So-
I got a natural 20.
All of you
Nice.
begin to kind of like get an understanding. He is clearly holding something back of why he may not have said anything. You, sorry, not Cody. Foster, you, because you got a natural 20 for your first roll. I think this is the second time you opened up anything for your first roll and you just got a nat 20 out of it.
Right.
I would like to say specifically you. He's to all three of you. He's clearly hiding something. Foster, whatever he might be hiding, just and you. Yeah, I'll say that's high enough. And you as well, Zerulia, to the both of you. Whatever he's hiding, you don't think it's nefarious, but clearly he's hiding something for one reason or other.
Do you need protection?
No, I kind of myself. It's just always a good idea to, you know, have people around you to help out when necessary or be helped out. I thought you were handling it splendidly, and I didn't want to say or do anything.
It sounds
see.
like you're not being forthcoming.
It does.
Yeah.
What are you hiding from? Because normal people simply inform those for the protection that they need. Someone that would turn completely invisible and join a caravan without the caravan's knowledge is hiding from something specific.
Roll me a persuasion check there, Foster, please.
Sure.
Ooh.
He smiles very sheepishly, and you could see a little bit of coloration coming to his cheeks. Small, but very hard to peek through his fur coat, but still lightly visible.
Aw, kitty.
I just didn't want to pay the I'm trying to remember the word for it. I
Toll?
didn't want to pay the tithe.
Is that all?
Yes. Please. And you can see, actually, speaking of which, at this point, Coco is starting to after getting all the everyone checking after having checked in with everyone after Matilda did. He is now actually making his way towards the three of you plus one, and he is kind of stomping and just kind of looking over to the cart, looking from the cart to you guys as he's making his way right now.
I moved so that Cody was between me and Coco. Or Foster.
No.
All right.
Oh.
He is making his way over right now, and he says, "What is going on here?" what? Who are you? And he says, my name's Next. Nice to meet you. I don't want to hear it. You've been following us. And he points to the part over there.
So, Jesus Christ. Foster is going to lift his hand, and he's gonna turn to the wizard and kind of, motion his finger for him to lean in.
Okay, you're motioning for. I'm just making sure. Are you motioning to who to lean in? I'm sorry.
For the Nyx to lean in, so
okay.
we could whisper something to him.
Okay, yeah. Do you want this to be a private thing? Like, how much whisper are we talking here? Just between
Whisper as in I'm about to extort him.
Oh, all right. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
My God.
So yeah, Foster just kind of
Never-
whispers into
Always
his
the opportunist.
ear, saying, "Look, I'll make sure you don't get into any trouble if you slide me some cash."
Give me a persuasion check real quick. Another one.
I mean, you
And
lucky
he just
little
quickly,
shit.
yeah. He'll say immediately, I could do better actually. If you just cover for me, please.
What did he say? I couldn't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I was whispering in character. He essentially just said he could do better if you'll just cover for him, please. And he did add a please.
I'm going to cover for you. I just need to see some cash now.
Bruh.
All right. With that 24, I'll say he does open up his pouch, which he does have on his side underneath his robes, and he just showcases what doesn't look like a particularly large pouch, but I mean, you could probably feasibly guess there's at least maybe 50 gold pieces in there. He might have more inside his cart, but he can't just immediately go to his car or do anything like that. So he just shows you what he's got. So it's up to you from there if you decide to help him or not.
Yeah, he's gonna gesture for him to hand it over.
All 50 gold pieces.
Wow.
Always the hustler, huh?
Yeah.
Call it insurance and the fee for lying to me.
Oof.
Oh, okay. And he just actually hands you an entire pouch filled with 50 gold pieces.
All right.
Wow.
So Foster pulls it tight and he puts it behind himself inside of his magical bag of holding, and he turns to I can't remember what the halfling's name was. The guy who doesn't wash his hands.
Coco.
Coco.
Coco, and he says, "Oh, this is just one of my friends, Nyx. They were supposed to be meeting me at the other town, but they unfortunately got held up. So they're just going to be riding next to our caravan. No worries, no harm, no foul."
Cerulio's watching all of this, just like, I can't believe he just did that, but she's not saying anything.
Okay. If you'd like, you could certainly, I'm not going to tell you the why, but I will say you're allowed to make a deception check at advantage.
Okay. $18.
18? Thank God, right? I gave you advantage. Alright, Coco goes from looking at you with a level of scrutiny and then over to Nex, who just gives a very nervous, awkward smile, waving his, twiddling his fingers in Coco's direction. And then back to you, Foster, and he kind of sighs and is like, and then just goes back immediately. Doesn't say a word, just immediately goes back to the rest of the caravan, calling back to the three of you plus Nex, and says, "We're leaving in 10."
Sounds good.
All right.
$50 richer.
Oh,
What did Lyman tell you again?
man.
Look,
That's a
extorting
good point.
someone for being a dick is not, well, it's not even extortion.
He's
It's
not a-
you're benefiting off of our services.
Yeah. Have you ever considered that
Okay.
perhaps? Have you ever considered that perhaps maybe he's just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time?
Well, he should have asked.
So,
Why should he
with
have asked
Coco-
you? Like you're not even.
The cold world
We're
out there.
just
I'm just
tagging
saying.
along.
Yeah. So, if you're going to get the protective services, you got to pay.
Apparently, only you.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess all the gold goes to the I don't know, man.
Goes to the tiny bully.
mm.
Not
So-
even a bull.
No,
Next
you're just
is-
an extortionist.
what potato. Around this time, by the way, as Coco begins to actually leave and go up to the head of the cart caravan, you see finally, peering through the high stalks of wildlife out here, what appears to be the sounds of like shifting metals and leathers, and about 100 feet out, you see definitely what looks to be a red-colored skinned tiefling with horns that seem to kind of extend out to his back and wearing what looks to be half plate, leading a bunch of others in your direction towards the road itself. He is wearing, like I said, half plate, and he has a big claymore sword hoisted just on his shoulders, carrying it it's just an extension of himself. And give me a second, let me just save this image real quick because I apparently forgot to do that last night. And I'll show you what the leader of this sudden group of troops that are coming up to the rest of the caravan look like.
All right.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, sorry about the
There.
screen, by the way, guys. My face is fucked. My app doesn't want to pick up my VC face anymore, and or my camera anymore, rather. So we might have to play without my face moving.
The gasp.
just saying.
Yenzo.
All right.
Yeah, please
so
continue.
the-
I'm trying to fix it.
no worries. So this is what he looks like. I'm showcasing it right now to you, or I hope I did. Let me try one more time.
I got it.
So he's right now leading the troops onto the road, and he does appear to be now that Coco's kind of moved off, he does appear to be talking to Coco, and not necessarily hush whispers, but they are in conversation. So you'd have to move in their direction if you want to listen in. So Foster, I believe you're probably going to continue a conversation in just a moment with Nex. The question is, do you still want to continue that, or do you want to hear what's going on over there? And more importantly, Zerulia and Matilda, would you like to stick around here, or do you want to listen to what's being conversed with as more
For now,
troops
I'm just
begin?
gonna follow the group. I'm having too many technical difficulties at the moment.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I am going to probably hang back with Nyx and actively provide, a semblance of an air of protection since, I ran his pockets already.
I'm curious about what this guy is going to say to Coco, so I'm going to go wander that way and just be near Coco and see what he's talking about, see if they'll let me listen in, or if they're going to tell me to skedaddle or whatever.
Okay. You're getting closer and closer, and they don't seem to be stopping the conversation, even as they they don't necessarily acknowledge you, but they do turn in your direction for all of a few moments before just, probably like brushing you off, so to speak. But from the conversation you hear between the two of them, in the attempt to not sound crazy and talking at myself for several seconds, I'm just gonna sum up the conversation. Ienzo is just pretty much saying, "All right, I'm glad the rest of you are safe. Sorry for what happened. That wasn't intentional." Um, and he kind of like Coco's like, no problem. Thankfully, our security detail, and he kind of motions to you and probably the rest of you that are much further away. And he kind of shrugs his shoulders and say, "We're about to leave soon, so is there anything else we could help you with?" And then he speaks up and says, "Captain Ienzo, Captain of the Guard here at Beer's End." And he kind of like extends a hand, shakes hands with Coco, and Coco introduces himself, and then Coco begins to like kind of vamoose off to whatever he has to do in order to get the caravan going. Ienzo does turn to you earlier, and he does say, "Are you the security detail?"
I say I'm part of it, yes, and I offer my hand to him because I want to test that handshake.
Like when you say test, like what are you trying to do? Are you just gonna like squeeze it and try to do the manly test of strength thing, or what do you mean? Did you
Oh no,
defy
I've
TV?
oh sorry, I've got a pretty like mild handshake. Like I'll just grip it and shake as normal. But I want to see if he's gonna overcompensate or if he's gonna have a normal handshake. I want to see what kind of guy he is.
He grabs your hand and immediately tries to pick you up over his shoulders. I'm joking.
Oh my god.
He shakes your hand. He does have a fairly large hand. It does seem to kind of encompass your dainty one in his, but he doesn't try to crush it, if that makes any sense. He
Okay.
just shakes it kindly and says, "Do you have a name or?"
It's really a Glimmerstone. Nice to meet you.
Ienzo, captain of the guard, and he kind of like, motions to the rest of your group who are, Matilda and Foster, who are still speaking with Nex, and they are.
My friends Matilda and Foster.
Mm. You won't be trouble, will you, over here in the town of Virsend?
Not to my knowledge.
Mm.
We like to keep a low profile.
I put my hand on Foster's helmet and sort of like push it a bit in. You don't have to worry about us.
No, it's Matilda made her way over. I got you, or ambled over. All right, I appreciate that. So me and the rest of my party over here, and he motions to members who are now like actually getting up onto the road, and they like seem to be taking up a very loose formation on either side. And he says, "I've ordered them to guide the rest of you and your party in, and I don't know who's the leader of your security detail, but and." Who among you is the leader? Looking between you, Matilda, Foster, and Miserulia.
I look to Matilda.
Well, she just sort of like clears her throat and is like, I guess I am.
Okay, looking to you then. Would you mind doing me a small favor? We came across some individuals who were helping us fight off the orcs and goblins, and thankfully, I'm grateful you were able to take care of yourselves. But I was hoping you could maybe keep an eye on them and help them get to Beer's End with you safely. After we lead you in, we have to go on patrol again. And he motions for what was it? The two of you who have been very kindly sidelined for this moment. He motions for the two of you to come up. Would you mind introducing your characters, both of you? Well, for now, Z-Man and Omi or Seth. Sorry. It's whoever would like to go first. I don't mind either way, but your two characters do begin to amble up, um, dressed in your fineries, and like I
All
said,
right.
would you? Yeah,
You want to go first?
After
it's
you.
whoever wants to go first.
Why you gotta do so I approach the group. You see a young boy, uh, about 15, mid-teens, uh, dressed in, well, simple clothing, nothing too fancy. Two feathers on his around his neck, wearing on a necklace, and very traveling quite light. Um, that's about it.
All right. Oh, so I
And
go first, or
he'll do a wave, sort of. It's like a put his hand up and says hi.
Really does a little wave back.
Go ahead, that's your.
Well, I mean, we see them. Sorry, just overwhelmed by all, like, static. Madeline, I'll have to restart my PC during a break or something.
I think we're being
So we
introduced.
see. Oh, sorry. What?
I think we're being introduced.
Okay, so we see Seth and Nomad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm guessing Seth, you're kind of mumbling, by the way. I guess you've just introduced yourself as your ASMR self.
Yeah. I haven't said what I was, but yes, I'm an ASMR.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could have, you know, do you look overtly pretty or?
Yeah, what do you look like?
I have the short, well, not short, like mid-length, long hair. It's actually. Do you have the picture? I have a picture.
I could bring it up in a second. Let me quickly download it real quick from.
Go. Sort of shaggy black hair, palish skin. Very difficult to
An
describe.
unkempt Wednesday Addams?
Mm,
Is that a yes or a no?
I mean, I could be
Comparable.
going for that look.
It's a potentially
Something
yes.
something slightly gothic, essentially.
Anything
Okay.
wrong with
Not a
that?
bad
Right.
look.
Is there a picture?
alright.
Hang on.
Yeah, I'll pull up a picture. But apparently he's. Give me a second while I pull it up. There we go.
Oh. Oh, well, aren't you just adorable? And you've got
And mind you,
ears?
he.
Oh,
Well,
Not at
those
the
aren't
moment,
supposed to
no.
be there. I didn't have time to Photoshop anything out, so
Oh,
sorry.
okay, okay.
But those wings
You-
shouldn't be there.
Oh my
Yeah, I'm
god,
just.
you.
I look human though.
I mean, you and
Look at
Foster are
that.
just gonna be a handful, aren't you?
well, I just robbed a guy. Well, I didn't rob him.
You just admitted to it.
Extorted
He
him.
willingly came out of his pockets.
You
Mhm.
extorted him!
I
It's a
didn't. He
gentle
look, I told
extortion.
him to give me money, and he just gave it to me. I didn't threaten
Oh my
him.
god.
I mean, I walked into a bank with a gun in my hand, and they just handed me money.
No,
I didn't
what
rob the
happened
bank.
was I walked into the bank and
Uh-huh.
told them, "Give me $50,000 into this bag," and then they did it. I didn't rob the bank.
I
Oh,
just
yeah.
And I'll
I
keep
convinced
quiet.
him to do it.
You just conveniently came
blackmail.
in. You just conveniently came in and just willingly gave their hard-earned money to you, and you just casually walked off like it was another Tuesday.
Yep.
Ah,
Oh my god. So, did you say your name?
No, I haven't introduced my name.
Sorry, then we started with Nomad, I guess.
Well, I mean, we could continue with Nomad. We got at least the dusk introduction, at the very least, of what he looks like. But past
Sorry.
that, he was just a very shy individual. So,
Okay.
if you'd like to also describe your character, by the way, standing next to this new young 15-year-old, there's also, if you'd like to go ahead.
all right. You see this tall hooded monk in robes carrying a backpack and a unusually shaved gourd on his hip, wearing wearing beads that they look like prayer beads, although they have odd inscriptions too. Can also see that he seems a bit off, just a tad, maybe just as if he's either in deep thought or in, or just apathetic. Where he also stands wearing a white and red garb in this garb with, yeah, and he's carrying a bow staff with him too. He looks in your general direction and just nods respectfully.
Do you also look like kind of pale-skinned and gothy, or?
No, he has like very tan skin. It's not
Very tan,
particularly very
okay.
dark, but he's also not very light. You can tell, okay, this man he's not from around here.
And at the risk of sounding culturally and religiously insensitive,
Uh,
what diameter are those prayer beads?
God damn it.
uh, let's see. One is big enough to whack somebody in the head, or to get lodged
Damn,
into
okay.
something.
How big them balls?
Oh my.
God damn.
You know,
I
I
hate
had
that my
faith that
face isn't
question would be.
working.
I had faith that question wouldn't be where we all know that was going.
Oh,
But,
I just said
we all
I've
knew.
I
had
was just
the
describing.
absolute worst luck. I'm going full ham. I need this. Ruin this for me.
Oh god.
I'm just
And
describing
you
a nice necklace. I don't know what the rest of you are
okay,
thinking about.
okay. Oh no. I know. I got you in with streams now. It's instead of just the chat, so gonna see how far you're gonna take this.
Oh God.
Zerulia, by the way, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I do just want to say something.
No, go ahead.
Zerulia, I sent you a message through Discord. That's just for your eyes only, but
Okay.
feel free to react however you want. Okay.
Oh.
And let's continue.
Okay. I kind of look at my hand, but then I just sort of don't say anything. I just put my hand down.
And Ienzo does pipe up at this point. Ienzo does say, so I managed to find these two out amongst the hills and fields around here. And they're not with anyone, and I was hoping they could maybe join your caravan. And, he leans into you, Matilda, and he does say, look, I don't know them. If you could do me a favor, I'll be back in Beer's End by the evening, but just keep an eye on them. The orcs and goblins have been very active lately, so I'm trying to make sure I keep my town safe.
Oh, he's kind of asking for like a buddy system.
He's essentially fobbing off strange individuals he's just met onto you, even though he just met you. But he seems to trust you a little bit more than the two that he was
Then the
seeing
kid and a
held
monk.
fight.
Okay.
A 15-year-old kid and a monk walk into a Matilda, right?
Yeah. Oh god. I look at him and look at them and look back at him. It's like, yeah, I could keep an eye on them for you if you want. You'll be back by the evening. Yep. I mean, we could use the break, so.
Yeah, I'll be back in Beer's End. Actually, if you go to the Lazy Stock, we could quietly speak there if you prefer.
Sorry, the lazy what?
The lazy stock. Sorry, I was doing the accent.
Lazy stock.
The lazy
That's
stock.
the inn.
Lazy stalker.
Yes, exactly.
Stock.
No.
Oh my god.
I mean, are you asking him what is the lazy stock, or I just want to make sure. Did you say that out loud?
No, I didn't understand what it would mean. But I could ask him. Yeah, lazy stock. That's local inn.
Yeah, it's one of the two. The other one's a lot more rowdy. So if you want to meet there and speak, we can.
Very well. We could always go there, sure. I'm dying to have a flagon.
Wonderful. All right. I'll see you later. I need to continue with. We'll continue and bring you to Beaverson, and then afterwards, me and my men will continue patrolling out in the outskirts. And he does like begin to whistle, and he puts his fingers in his lips and just gives this high pitched whistle, letting the rest of his group know that they're ready to move out. Coco says, and just Coco just like waves his hands. It's like I'm not ready, but all right.
I flinch.
Yeah, pull your pants up, man.
Hate that shit.
Come on, we have to go.
And he begrudgingly begins to call out to the caravan to get moving. But just a moment before the caravan does begin to move, and you could see Nex actually getting into position to grab something like he you know how normally when you get into the front of the cart there's usually a hitched animal or anything that usually pulls it along.
Huh?
Yes.
There's nothing there. There is no animal hitched to this thing, but he does get on the front of the cart where the driver would normally sit, and he just whispers some kind of incantation, and it begins to kind of like follow along with the rest of the caravan at a walking speed, so you guys can keep up.
He owns the first Tesla?
What is this?
Like,
What?
No,
What is this strange
it's
ancient-
obviously not Tesla because it works.
Oh, I used to drive a Tesla. I love that car.
Man.
Fucking hate
You know what? I was gonna
Oh,
say something.
Siri, follow the
I was gonna say
caravan.
something, but
What were you gonna say, Nomad?
I was gonna say something in regards to the Tesla joke, but I think Cody has spoken enough.
No.
Enough said, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, to continue the small little conversation, as you guys make the last hour or two's worth of travel to the town itself, Foster. So he does. You could tell, like, as you begin to like sidle up, and inevitably continue probably the conversation. Next says, "Thank you. I have actually. I wasn't intending to pay you with those gold, but I appreciate that you wanted insurance. So, if you give me my gold back, I was actually willing to give you something from my wares." And he kind of points to the rest of his cart that seems to be magically moving in, the same direction as the road and the rest of your caravan.
So Foster's gonna grab on and hoist himself up and say, "Well, let's take a look. What you got?"
I'm only offering one thing because I mean the rest is anyways, give me a second. I have actually a list of magical items that he does actually carry with him. Give me a second. All right.
I'm willing to bargain.
Cody, you're so
I'm
greedy.
not like Dormammu.
Okay, Doctor Strange.
Alright.
No, I already made the Doctor Strange reference.
I can already see him just tampering with some Eldritch horror and driving the Eldritch horror mad.
So, just to speed run this, because I don't know how much people like to do shopping episode stuff, but for the sake of all this, yeah, because some people like it, some people don't. I personally like the roleplay aspect of it, but I do admit it kind of takes up and eats up a lot of time.
Oh yeah, no, it takes a while.
So, just for the sake of speedrunning it, I'm just going to tell you the items and what they do. You have, let's see, you have one adamantine chain shirt, one wand of pyrotechnics, and that one, if I remember, it's essentially the equivalent of almost like just essentially creates fireworks for the most part, like a more soundful prestidigitation. I don't remember the full details of that. I'm just reading what I got here. I have 3 potions of healing, basic ones. 1 boomerang shield. 2 potions of watchful rest. What is affectionately known as a Bane blade in this world, but it's technically an Acheron blade.
Hank?
No, not a tank. It's an actual sword. It's called a Bane
Okay.
blade. I thought it'd be funny considering Anyways, point being, my joke aside, it is a Bane
And I
blade.
break it over someone's back.
Okay.
Here's
Over knee.
here's how so we
I
can
get
move
that
on.
reference.
Send me the list of
Thing.
the stuff that you have,
Mhm.
and then I'll choose something.
Yeah.
Honey,
Well,
what
I
kind
mean,
of
he's-
armor do you wear?
I wear medium armor.
No. What armor are you wearing?
Oh, what armor am I wearing? I'm wearing scale mail.
Because if a chain mail or chain shirt,
I think they said chain
Oh.
shirt.
Sorry, wrong person. Sorry, Seth.
It's good.
is that medium? Because adamantine makes you immune to criticals.
Right.
Oh, by the way, assume all these are single of items unless I put a number in front of it.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Dio. Don't you worry. I gotcha.
By the way, the Bane blade, I do want to state that one would be way more difficult for personal reasons, but that's role play stuff. So let me know once you kind of know what you
Okay.
want. And one last item. There we go. That's the last item in his inventory. There we go. So, all of you see, the rest of you see Foster hop into his wagon, and I guess I'll go with it now. As he hops into the wagon, what was it? Next also goes into the wagon, and it appears to be driving itself without necessarily him needing to guide it, so to speak.
Wow, this place is bigger on the inside.
It actually is. So, once again, I'm gonna not try to. Why
Wait.
isn't the audio playing?
Is it big? Are
I
you
can
sure
hear
the
it.
place is bigger, or you're just that small?
Why don't you shut
Oh.
your whore mouth?
No, my.
I just met you.
Honestly, the cart itself is great for the busy girl on the go. Like, just driving someplace while you get to, like, get yourself dressed or stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you all don't know how it works, but he clearly does.
Yeah, I know.
Give me a second.
It's-
I just realized my audio is kind of scuffed at the moment. Give me a second while I fix that.
Well,
2
you'd be
seconds.
fine. The hell is that?
Yeah, sorry, I had to leave, and Discord's weird about when I run audios.
That's
So I had
fine.
to leave and then come back. There we go. Anyways, so as you all begin to crest the final hill, and you could see Beer's End proper, all of you see what looks like to be a small little bustling town with what appears to be 3 very large structures, a little more towards the center of town, but like intermixed through it. You've seen across your travels the occasional what looks to be windmills, and all of you know this based on, I would say, the burgeoning fame of this town. Beersend is known for its beer craft, specifically its
Ooh.
ales and other beers that
Nice.
are being made. That is its chief export, and all of you probably had a Beers End ale from local taverns along the way here. It's fairly tasty. Um, as you begin to approach, you begin to hear the sounds of life. Children kind of like occasionally playing as they kind of like chase each other and scream out and yelp and just genuine joy. You hear and see individuals going across what now appears to be cobblestones, where the road was dirt all the way up until this point. There's cobblestone now at the edge of the town that meets this road, and you begin to kind of travel on top of it. There are animals who are being like not necessarily paraded, but at least being taken from one point to another, wherever their destination is. You're not too sure unless you go ahead and stop somebody and ask them where they're going. It seems to be a quiet and peaceful town out here. Um, and as you're finally being led in and to the town proper, Yenzo starts going down the line. Speaking with Coco first. Um, and for those who happen to be in the area, you do hear, good luck with the rest of your mercantile business. And Coco just grunts before leading the rest of the caravan with him. He does come up to you down the line, Matilda, and he does say, anyway, see you later tonight. And he kind of just shrugs his shoulders and says, and thank you again. I appreciate you looking after those two individuals. And he motions to wherever, wherever. I'm going to use your names. I hope that's okay.
That's fine.
Wherever Dusk and Arvada are.
Let me guess. Dusk is Seth. Hello?
Oh, sorry. Did you say something, Mad?
Something
Yeah.
cut out for me.
Seth.
Yeah, cut out for me too.
I said, let me guess. Dusk is Seth.
Yes.
I fucking knew it! I fucking knew it.
What was the other name?
Arvad.
Arbot. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I'll, first in chat, Ryokin, hey, check your Twitter and please, follow back at... Oh, okay,
Oh,
well,
God. Okay.
do enjoy the stream. We have some technical difficulties currently, with my face, but, my hands are still okay, so, let's see. Do enjoy. And I sort of, Matilda, turns back to, our tiefling friend and says, yeah, no worries, see you tonight.
He gives a soft smile at that, and he begins to once again wolf whistle for you. You assume this is his way of getting all of his men's attention, and they begin to kind of saunter off from being on either side of the road to your caravan to beginning to congregate on him, and he begins to kind of shout orders to go back into the grasslands of the hills and small forest that seems to be nearby, and they begin to head off. All right. With you, all of you finding yourself now in Beerzen, Coco actually comes up to you, Matilda, and he says, so we just wanted to thank you. We didn't think we would actually need you, but it didn't seem right not to pay you for services rendered. Yeah, we didn't agree on anything for traveling with us. After all, you were taking care of us, but I don't know. After that fight, some of us merchants here thought it'd be just just here, and he just hands you a small bag of what you can feel are coins inside.
Mm-hmm. I take the coin, I sort of a general estimate, just by feeling the bag.
Just by feeling the bag without opening it up, you feel it's not hefty, but it's a lot more gold than you have now, I'll say.
Okay.
Assuming there's gold in there.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Just assuming there's gold in there, because until you open the drawstring, you won't know
exactly
if he just gave you rocks or anything.
I sort of lean over and say, well, that wasn't expected, but it is appreciated. This isn't my first dance, but safety in numbers do tend to help. Would be a pleasure to traveling with you again, Coco.
Sorry, I just thought of the one person who wouldn't think that at all. Anyways,
Foster?
It's like,
No, no, no. Foster, I think is cool. Zerulia was just like, no, would not travel with you again. 0 out of 10 Uber experience.
Have like
it's like,
fantasy
just
yeah,
being
life and
polite.
everything.
wonderful. I hope to see you soon. Let's get the fuck out of here.
My
Yeah.
You're
fantasy
not from a
Purell
tribe of like northern forest people. I'm used to a lot more. But yeah. Once Coco leaves, I just casually open up the bag and start counting the money.
Yeah, you see a bunch of acorns. I'm joking. What you see inside?
trail
what you-
mix.
just trail.
Okay.
Oh
Don't
no.
eat it all in one place.
Oh no.
I'm- Oh my god, I would be so mad at that DM. But no, when you open up the drawstring, so what you could definitely see what appears to be, how to describe this? It appears to be as you begin to like rifle through, 45 copper pieces, and what appears to be eight silver pieces and 6 oh my god, what's the word I'm looking for? 6 platinum pieces.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Platinum?
Yep.
Oh, that's 10 gold each.
We getting bougie
All
today.
Could you repeat that for me, please?
Oh god, I didn't write this down.
46.
46
Copper.
copper, 8 silver, and I believe I said 6 platinum pieces.
6 platinum. Okay, there's 5 of us. So I'm just gonna see, I lean into Zerulia. And I mention the numbers to her. And I'm like, we're going to have to exchange these in order to split these up. Keep in mind, I will be sharing them.
That's fine by me.
Okay. If Coco is still in the area, I just sort of lift my flag and then like nod at him like, thanks, buddy.
He nods, and then he very much noticeably, screams while pointing at what was it next in his car, and we're due to talk later. I decided to change the voice just for the scream, but that's what he says. And next looks incredibly nervous, and he says, "Okay," and then he moves off to the merchants district. So
I'm
I
not
mean, I
charging
hope
the
he
money,
can
by
make
the way.
his profits again.
Oh yeah, I responded by the way.
yeah, I saw. So you are making a bid for the chain shirt.
Yes.
He looks at you and he just shakes his head. That's a lot of. It's a lot. I can't give that to you.
Well,
I was thinking. Oh,
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
what can you give to me, as well as maybe I could purchase with this much?
you can purchase whatever you happen to have gold for, but I was thinking of handing you, and he does give you a potion, or at least he does. He actively puts a potion of healing in front of you, as well as one of the coffee-colored potions of watchful. Where'd I put it? I have my list somewhere. Give me a second. All right, there we go. Sorry, I put it in there. All right, and one of the potions of watchful rest. And he says, "This is more than adequate compensation."
Mm. It ain't much. I think I'll just hold on to the cash. For now.
I mean, I could just have you have the cash, and then we could talk another time. Like, it's not. I don't need that. Just have the cash. It's okay. I'm sure I'll make my way around.
Aww.
And I'll make
Wow.
sure to come back with more money to purchase from my favorite trickster.
I'm a trickster. He just genuinely looks confused and concerned by that title you just gave him.
Yeah. You tried to pull a fast one on me, but I'm too smart.
I wasn't trying
Again?
to push past him.
You're just tagging along with this caravan.
This
Uh,
poor feline.
he is going. Foster is going to extend out a hand and say, "I'm also a purveyor of magical items."
Oh,
A merchant?
No, well, I purchase them and I make them.
oh,
Oh, okay.
perhaps we could maybe do some business in the future. And he does actually extend his hand out in a respectful handshake.
Absolutely, and he's going to shake it. Uh, your name was Nix, right?
Next, yes,
Yes, I'll make
uh,
sure to remember that. My name's Foster.
yeah, I was okay. Cool. Thank you. It's always nice to meet new people. Um, if I ever need help, or need, if you ever need something magical, feel free to contact me. I'll be in the area.
Absolutely. I'll be seeing you then.
And after he watches you politely get off his cart, he does get back into the driver's seat and he begins to. I mean, unless somebody else has something for him, he is gonna attempt to drive off.
Matilda's mind is more on the ale currently, and making sure that bacon has like enough carrots and potatoes, or like oats and stuff.
Well, at least now I know where to go for some cool shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyways, so the five of you are now in Beerzen. All right. You are standing within the town. I would say probably at 2 to 3 in the afternoon. So, sun's still relatively out and shining. Very cool weather. So I hope some of you've packed appropriately. AKA, you're in a fairly cold climate, despite the warmth offered by the clear, blazing sun.
Hell yeah.
So, what would you all like to
Awesome.
do? I mean, you guys aren't beholden to the quest I did give you guys at the start, which is you guys do still need to speak with the individual. Give me a second, let me pull up his name because I'm starting to forget. Ekram Falk.
Mhm.
But it's up to you what you guys end up doing or wanting to do together at this point.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
well,
I also would like to go get a drink.
I'll go.
In the bar, you mean?
Yes. Where
Okay,
else would
or
I
just
get a
at the
drink?
table? I thought you meant in real life.
No,
I'll
yeah, I
go.
think he means in game.
So I just lean over and it's like to our two new compatriots while I see Foster wander into the bar, I guess, looking, I would assume, smug about himself.
Of course.
I'll stop that in a second, but continue.
Okay. Um. So, how long have you been traveling with your son?
Oh, he's not my son. We just happened
Oh.
to cross paths with each other.
Oh. Um. And she just sort of like looks away before looking back, like, isn't he a bit young for
Don't let the young face deceive you. Exactly what you're capable of when you get it on.
Okay.
So just for the
But-
record, you
Yeah.
did see each other fight, by the way, both Arvad and Dusk. You both have seen each other fight because you guys were in the middle of it while also surrounded by some of Ienzo's men and unfortunately the attackers, aka the orcs and goblins who were out and about.
That was that group.
Yeah, he was part of those two were
Ah.
part of their group. They weren't traveling together necessarily. They just happened to be in the same area when the fighting broke out. So they actually know what the other relatively fights like, or at least, what they do in a fight. So to some degree, I'll let you guys decide what one knows about the other. But at the very least, you guys know the basics, which in this case, you know that with the weapon, the huge maul behind Dusk's back, he clearly knows how to use it. And Dusk, Arvad, he's a mean fighter. Like you would not want to see him in a bar fight against you. He will punch you out, and he definitely knows how to use the environment to his advantage.
Okay. Uh, so
Cool.
he's not your son, but what brought you both here?
So, to put it simply, a course of events brought us together by circumstance, which resulted in us fighting a, let's call, a very unpleasant group of orcs. And during the scuffle, we mutually agreed that we were not each other's enemy, at least as far as we can tell.
Of course, like none of you look like orcs or gothings, so I would assume that that decision would be easy to make. But chaotic circumstances aside, what has brought you to Beersen specifically?
Well,
Are you answering the
aside from
call?
well, not particularly. Although I have heard that the alcohol here is very interesting.
Yeah, you're a fan of beer, huh?
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. It reminds me of home.
Ah,
It's one of the few places that comes close.
I see.
But so you just came here like on a visit? Like I looked to Zerulia. It's like does that happen here? Like is this like a tourist place?
Norelia's kind of staring at Dusk, and she asks him straight out, "Are you here for the alcohol as well?"
No.
Why are you traveling alone at such a young age?
It does look rather
If
short.
you look at the two of you and say, I'm looking for someone.
I mean, I would
That
say
kinda
you're
shuts
looking
her
at
up.
someone. Yeah, I would say you're looking at someone right now.
Looking for someone, sorry.
Someone specific. Matilda,
And he'll nod.
sort of like, not just like a cheeky elbow into Zerulia, like light enough to like get her attention. It's like, are you one of those short people, or are you just very young? Like Foster, he's both.
Uh, do you travel a lot? By chance?
I sort of like swallow my drink and I say, like, interesting to answer the question with another question. I do travel a lot, yes.
And you've seen many people.
The most of them are shorter than I am, yes.
Oh, you are. Well, to be fair, you are a very large lady.
She sort of puffs her
Oh
chest
man,
and
I
says,
have to
you've
come in
noticed.
at that point. I want to comment on that.
Well, I mean, are you at the table? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so coming in and pulling up and literally you probably see the chair scooting up first before I climb onto it and say, yeah, just the perfect type of woman, like a periscope on an airship.
I would like to say something, by the way. So you guys haven't exactly found. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I do want to say you guys haven't exactly gone to what's the word I'm looking for? A tavern or an inn yet. So I'm assuming while you guys are kind of like walking together, you're searching for one, correct?
Oh, I thought we were.
Oh, I thought we already were here.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you wanted. Okay, I do need one of you. One of you doesn't have to be everybody, but I do need one person to roll me because I mean, you guys just arrived in town and you guys were left in the middle of the town, not necessarily the square, but you were just left on within the town itself. So the question is how do you guys go about finding your what's the word I'm looking for? Your tavern or inn, or a tavern.
I
or
hold
inn.
I hold no
Know where all
reservations.
the
I just
people
start
are.
asking people.
Okay, thank you. See, there we go. So, without necessarily rolling, I'm just gonna straight up tell you, there are two taverns slash inns that are common within Beer's End that exist here. There is the Lazy Stalk. You already know about that one thanks to your interactions with the Enzo. But you also know now about the Frau's Heart. Fraus. Frau's Heart. And
And
yeah.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
And I was just going to finish up by saying you don't exactly know at the moment where they're at unless you start, asking the individuals, who you're stopping by, who are, merely walking by you and the rest of your group. You don't know where they're at, but once you do, they'll tell you exactly where it is. And they will give you a small little detail of, if you're looking for a quiet evening, then you probably want to go to the Lazy Stock. And at the moment, probably the Frau's Heart at this time of day is also probably pretty quiet, but it does become more boisterous towards the evening's end once everyone starts coming in from their 9 to 5.
I mean, I would say, since our tiefling friend, and I forgot his name again, sorry,
Ianzo, it's okay.
Ienzo, because he said he'd meet us there in the evening. I'm like, okay, well, let's just hole up there, nice and cozy. That we don't need to like walk around town.
Cozy.
So yeah, lazy stalk, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm following you guys.
All right.
And
So-
then we skip ahead to our conversation at the table, I guess. Or sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I was also going to describe the Lazy Stock for you if you wanted.
Oh
Did
yeah,
you tell us about it? So, first things first. When you find the Lazy Stock, you do see what appears to be, the words in bold lettering on the top of the building itself. You could see for its image right next to the words what appears to be green grass image on the front with what appears to be a flagon of some sort. When you guys step inside, it's fairly cool and very relatively well lit by candelabras that seem to be stuck on top of some of the tables that seem to be kind of pushed to the side of the building alongside a bar area. A majority of the room seems to be kind of taken up by, to what appears to be, to the rest of you, miniature chairs, what appears to be miniature tables, like very very small stuff, like something a halfling, maybe even a dwarf would be able to sit at. The majority of the room is taken up with this, and what appears to be some rugs kind of scattered about. And strangely enough, what seems to be right next to this, entire bookshelves worth filled with books that seem to be on the thinner side, just piled into it, and what appears to be children's toys, stocked underneath some of these tables. What you see for individuals, it seems, as I mentioned before, it seems to be kind of quiet out here. There doesn't appear to be too many people inside the building, but you do see at the bar, at the very least, somebody, a half-orc individual by the looks of things, stocking something up top on one of the higher shelves, a box of something or other. You're not sure what they're stacking up there, but let me go ahead and bring up her image. She does appear to have black hair, kind of like with their sides kind of shaved off, and what appears to be a long black ponytail with the rest of her kind of almost pixie cut. I'll show it to you right,
So
right
she's
now.
attractive.
Yeah, and she appears to be a half-orc. I'm gonna go ahead and show the players.
Oh,
Aw, she is hot.
yeah, she is hot.
Right?
Hold on, I can't see it.
All right, guys. She's hot. She's hot. Let's go out and flirt at her. Everyone, one at a time.
Oh yeah, I love
Well,
that haircut.
all at the same time.
Women with
Hold
that
on, let-
haircut are just great.
Hold on, let
I
me
mean,
get
she
some
doesn't
liquid
have a
courage
pee.
before we do.
Then what's the point?
All
Well,
right.
we just got to the bar. Can we at least have drinks first before we start fornicating?
Oh, definitely. Like I was
So-
giving you the
Absolutely
third
not.
degree about who you were and stuff.
All right. So this individual, after stocking things up, and all of you were kind of, I'm assuming, patiently waiting in the, at least what appears to be the, what's the word I'm looking for, foyer, with a little hostess desk podium thing. She turns around and she says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, we are supposed to, await a fuck Yosin. Jesus? Like, Yeezy? Like, what was his name again?
Ienzo.
Yosin? Ienzo.
Ienzo.
We were supposed to wait,
Jesus.
Ienzo here.
Oh, my
Can we
boyfriend.
get a table?
Oh, okay.
Your boyfriend?
Yeah, come on. Come on.
Oh, I see
Oh my
how it
God,
is.
they're
Okay.
dating. That's so hot.
Yeah. Could we get a table for 5?
Yeah, and she just kind of like motions to the rest of her little bar area. It's open. Feel free to sit down. I'll come take your order in just a moment. Yeah.
Oh,
Great.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
please
you.
sit down. And she begins to kind of like what appears to be finishing up stocking some of her wares on top of the higher shelves right now. As you begin to seat yourselves, she does appear to be a solid 6'0". So I don't. Sorry, I don't. I'm American, so whatever that means to the rest of you.
That's
I
about
am taller.
180. That's
Yeah.
like 180, 182 centimeters.
Yeah, she's pretty tall.
We only do it in freedom units.
So I'll say
Yeah.
as the 5 of you begin to take up an entire table and just bring in some extra stools and you begin to sit down, we're gonna take a small 10-minute break just to help out Maddie get her stuff sorted out, and then the rest of you could go
Sorry,
get
guys.
some water, drinks, snacks, whatever you guys need. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna restart my rig. Don't go anywhere, guys. I hope my face will work then.
Don't touch that dial.